Okay, it looks like we are live. Another rendition of Sunday Night Alive Power Hour with your host, Soldier of Self Mastery here. Mother's Day edition today here. I'm really excited. I'm actually going live on Facebook, but I'm focused on YouTube here. So, once again, happy Mother's Day. Today is episode number 72 of Sunday Night Alive Power Hour. There's a few things that I want to get going here before we get started on this program. It's a privilege and an honor to be here with you. We've got a little bit of uh, of a program here. In fact, I'll share it with you so you can see. We got a little bit of a program here. I'm hoping I can read my guidelines. But anyways, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna be encouraged, and we're gonna look into this thing of self empowerment, self recovery, and a few other things that are going to help you and me go forward starting today, starting this week. So it is Mother's Day, and what else did I want to say? We are live. We are going around the world. I will be taking your questions. I will be interacting with you as much as possible. I want you to challenge me. I'm asking you to challenge me on this episode. Throw some questions at me. Throw whatever it is. Throw a wrench at me if you can over the airwaves. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But we're gonna have a good time here, and I want to make sure that you are a part of this program. So I want to share just a quick. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do this. Okay. Once again, this is episode 71, but I'm gonna try to share a little bit about my childhood and Inez Rolon, age 75. Who is Inez Rolon? Retired school teacher of Willimantic in Willimantic, Connecticut. And by the way, mom was on a live broadcast with me a couple of months ago, and she was very good. Actually, we have her recorded. So in the playlists, there is a video where she was actually with us live. Mama Inez Rolon. So you can find her on one of my playlists. By the way, I'm going to be cleaning up my YouTube a little bit, make my playlists a little bit easier for you to find videos. So, house cleaning. What is house cleaning today? Really, it's just subscribe. Make sure that you are subscribed to Soldiers of Self Mastery YouTube TV. Welcome. I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. So, thank you for watching. I may be able to get to your questions. I may not. I'm kind of multitasking here. Make sure that you subscribe to Soldiers of Self Mastery YouTube TV. Turn on your notifications so that when I go live, create a video, or maybe I might decide to set myself on fire in the studio here, my makeshift studio. Right? That sounded pretty good. Studio. You'll be the first one to be notified. So make sure to call 911 if you see me catch on fire. All right. Uh, and share a video on Facebook if you are benefiting from this program, if you're benefiting from what I'm sharing. um, I don't know, maybe you find this program. Oh, what happened here? Did I lose my sound? Maybe you find this a little bit funny. I don't know. I'm trying to make some people laugh. I, I'm trying to do whatever I can to help somebody, man. Yesterday I did a video. I recorded a video at Raging Waters out in the public, and it's on YouTube. I believe how to achieve a high achiever's mindset. That was kind of interesting. So make sure you turn on your notifications. And when you donate, when you give a love gift to support this mission to help others, I truly appreciate each and every. It doesn't matter if it's a $2 gift, and I do get those little $2 gifts. So I want to let you know that I truly appreciate you for that. Okay, if you donate $25 or more, I'm going to send you a copy. I'm kind of running out of these books, the Life's Three Most Important Questions, but I've got plenty of the little red book. I will, if you want me to sign, I'll sign. Donate $25 or more. Send me an email with your address, and I'm going to send you a copy of one of these books. It'll give you a little bit of an insight into my mind, how I think, and what what it can do for you, right? I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to grow. I want to challenge you to become a better person. That is the mission. The mission of soldiers of self mastery, or the way of a soldier, is a more fruitful way of living. That's really what this is all about. That's what this mission is all about. It's about a more fruitful way of living. There was something in here that I want to read, but I'm going to read it later because I want to get into um, interacting with you here that are on with us live. But I'm going to do my best here to share a little bit about some experiences that I went through as a child. Uh, there, there, some of these experiences are a little bit dark. I want to share what Inez Rolon went through in her younger years, and I'm going to tie that into how that what we go through in the past also has a lot to do with where we are today and what we can take out and apply. In other words, your past, whether good or bad, has a lot to do with who you are today, and it has a lot to do with where you are today. So, with that said, I'm going to read the proverb, which is 31:25. And once again, since it is Mother's Day, thank you for watching. I want to read a proverb, and this is the proverb for today. Proverb 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. Or she can laugh at the days to come. This is Proverbs 21:25. Please take notes. Um, because if you don't, I'm going to come to your house and check up on you. No, I'm just kidding. So let's get into the I'll I'll leave that on. Let's get into the program. I want to welcome Nahil. Nahil, welcome to the program. And by the way, uh, soldiersofselfmastery.com there. If you want to learn more, you want to subscribe to the mission and learn more about what we're doing and where we're going. Nahil, we are working on that email that you sent, Cephas. I don't know if he's gotten back to you on that, but we are working on that. So welcome to the episode. Jim, welcome to the episode. Good afternoon. Sam, hello. Welcome to the episode. This is episode number 71. I believe it's supposed to be 72. Anyways, hey, Cephas Tolt, all the way from Nigeria. Welcome to the episode. Cephas is my partner. He's the one that handles a lot of the technology stuff, so I got to give him credit. Good to see you here. Your life trauma. Yeah, we're going to be talking just a little bit about that, Cephas. And so there we go. And then, okay, so we have a few people that are going to be coming on. Again, I'm live streaming on YouTube. So I want to thank the people that are watching on YouTube, on Facebook. I do this every session. So my friends, you got a question for me on this episode? You got something that you want to challenge me with? Or I'm going to get into some storytelling in a few minutes here. And I'm going to bore you. I'm going to bore you to life, my friend. You know, you ever heard somebody say, you know what, I'm bored to death? Do away with that kind of stuff. I'm going to bore you to life. Does that sound better? All right. I'm taking questions, donations. Cephas Top says, what is it? Oh, okay, there we go. He's putting in he's making sure that I'm putting in the link for donations. Okay. Again, $25 or more, you're going to get a free copy. I'm going to put my chicken scratch in the book. So right here on the front, I'll put my little chicken scratch and I'll put your name, but you got to send me an email with your address or post office box, or else I can't help you. All right. How do you handle jealousy, Nahil? Okay, that's a great question. How do you handle jealousy? Okay. Or better yet, how should you handle jealousy? Right? What is jealousy anyways? What is jealousy? Well, think about it. Jealousy is an act, right? It's an action. But why do people get jealous? Why? Why is it? I believe, and I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna cut to the chase and I'm gonna make this very simple. I believe it's because they the person that is as jealous, expressing jealousy, and jealousy can be expressed in a couple of different ways because of relationships. But I believe primarily, and I'm going to get to your question, how I handle jealousy. I believe it has to do with self-esteem. When a person lives in jealousy or is jealous, I believe very strongly it is because they do not um, they haven't they they don't look at themselves. They don't understand the self-worth. See, when you don't know what your self-worth is, it's easy to get caught up in all kinds of different bad behaviors, and we react to other people, right? Instead of responding, we react. So every once in a while, a little bit of jealousy might flare up. You know, I might see another human being, maybe another man that's a lot stronger than me and bigger, and maybe a little bit more good looking with more hair, right? Maybe a little jealousy might pop in there. Immediately, I stop thoughts like that. And I'm not saying that happens to me every time with men. I mean, you could be jealous of a woman too. You could be a man and be jealous of a woman. You could be jealous because of a child, children, you know. But the thing is, you got to nip those things at the bud. This is part of the training that I offer through Soldiers of Self Mastery, the way of a soldier. I want to help you get stronger. And the question is, do you want to be stronger? Do you want to get stronger? So I'm encouraging you to hang out, come to the Sunday Night Alives and check out more of the videos and interact. If you can email me, of course, I have a subscriber list where people can email me and I email them back. By the way, that is a great question that you just asked, Nahil. But basically, I don't really focus too much on that. If I sense jealousy popping up, I nip it at the bud. I put a stop to it. And that's it. That's it. Easily said and done. Of course, it was a process to get me to that place, right? It was a process of self-empowerment and help from other people. So hopefully that answers your question, Nahil. Cephas Top, how can you stop the temptation of gambling? That's another great question. How do you stop the temptation? Well, you're not going to stop the temptation. You will never stop the temptation. Okay. You'll never stop the triggers. What needs to happen is, again, you need to be prepared in your mindset so that you can know when that thing is coming, because you can feel, you have intuition. You have that silent inner voice that speaks to you because of past experiences, right? When you've been through some things in life, you know something. So temptation is never going to be done away with, and neither is the triggers. Okay, you may be able to remove yourself from those things, right? You can move away. If you live close to a casino and you have a problem, you should move away from that area. Okay, that is going to eliminate the temptation pretty much. But the temptation is up here. Okay, you are drawn away of your own lust and enticed up here, my friend, through the eyes, through the ears, even through speech, through smell, and even through touch, right? These are the gates that go into the mind. So basically, you're not going to stop temptation. You have to stop what's actually going on in your mind. And there is work involved there. There's a decision. You won't stop any of this unless you make a decision to do so. Okay, so it really boils down to that one thing. I was talking to a possible I was talking to a gentleman from the UK a little bit ago. I won't mention his name. Struggling, having a very difficult time with problem gambling. And as I listened to him, his conversation, sharing with me, what was going on in my mind was one thing: decision. Decision. So I'm not going to talk anymore on that. Hopefully that answers the question. James, welcome to the program. By the way, these are good questions that you have. James Espin, Have you ever used any gambling winnings for something good, like maybe give to the poor, or has any of your winnings helped you out when you have needed money? Well, James, in the past, I've I used to I'll tell you one thing about me, and this is true. When I used to go into the casinos, most of the time, I would win. There's been times where I would win several thousands of dollars. But the problem that I had was the hypnotic state that you fall into when you're inside the casino. You fall into a hypnotic state. You're disillusioned. You're no longer thinking in the right mind. So it's hard to walk away with money. I have walked away from the casino with a couple $1,000s in my pocket. I've been able to pay bills with that money. I call it dirty money though, because somebody lost $2,000 and it ended up in my pocket. Now, when I think about it, it doesn't make me feel good that who knows, maybe that individual that lost all his money that I walked out of the casino with committed suicide. I don't know that. So that's one of the reasons why I stay away from casinos. But yes, I mean, that's kind of my history there. So I used to win a lot of money, but I'd end up going back and putting it back into the machine. So it was never a real win. It was never a real win. By the way, it is Mother's Day. So this is Mother's Day rendition. I've got a few things that I want to share. I want to share a few stories about my experiences with my mom, and just the fact that I'm alive today, my mother's alive, and my father is alive is very mysterious to me. It's very mysterious because of what we went through, those early experiences. So I'm going to get into that a little bit later. I'll take on a couple more questions here. So thank you, James. Um, Yumoto says, I realize that when I accomplish something, I need to be intentional about giving myself appreciation and congratulations. I always thought it should come with good feelings. That isn't the case. Um, I got to get rid of the I got to get rid of the but. I got to get rid of the you know what I mean. I'm starting to become more consciously aware of my language. And you should too, especially your positive self talk. I'm telling you, my friend, that is the key. Your positive self talk is one of your major keys to a victorious life. I hope you're taking notes on this one, my friend. So I realized, let me read that. I realized when I accomplish something, I need to be intentional about giving myself appreciation and congratulations. I agree with that. I always thought, I always thought it should come with good feelings. That isn't the case. Well, you can, we have to learn to master our emotions every single day. You can't trust feelings and emotions all the time because feelings and emotions go up and down. Now, you should trust your emotions and your feeling, your inner gut when you are facing something and you feel something inside telling you don't do it, don't go that direction, or yes, this is the way to go. Go that direction. We have that inside of us, but the problem with most people today is that they don't sit out. Most people do not sit down for 10 or 15 minutes in quietness. What a blessing it is. Yesterday, as I sat down for about 30 minutes in a I sat down in a closet, a little closet, writing out what I wanted to share today. And of course, I don't mind disrupting my schedule because it's really not about me. It's really about you. And it's about you getting the victory that you want. That's what it's about. That's what this program is about. I'm doing super fantastic, terrific, and over the top. I am challenging myself to the max every single day. I can't change other people, but I can be an example, and hopefully, what I have will be transferred into the lives of other people, even through YouTube, even through live interaction. So, when it comes to feelings, when it comes to emotions, we must work on mastering those things in our lives. We must, and you can. Okay, don't believe the lie. My life's a mess. I'm gonna share some stories with you where I came from, and if I've been able to change my life, I've been able to change my our. I can't take that call. I don't know who it is, but I'm not going to take it. And man, threw me off there. I thought I had everything properly done on my. Anyways, we're still going live on Facebook. So it doesn't matter. And one of the reasons why I'm going to share a few things that I went through as a child is because I want you to relate to what I've been through. I want you to relate to what Inez Rolon has been through. She graduated. She got her eight year college degree, master's degree. She served the public school system for over 30 years. She recently retired. She's at the age of 75 in good health, pretty good health in Willimantic, Connecticut. Now, I'm sharing something of today, but I'm going to get back into the stories of where we were back in the 70s here. I'm going to share a few. My father, he's in a convalescent home. I can no longer take care of him at home. I was providing care for him personally at home. I had to place him in a facility. I see him throughout the week. I make sure that his laundry and all the other things. I still take care of him. And when I go to that facility, I go there and I meet all my other old friends, older people that are there. I work on putting a smile, touching somebody, doing whatever I can. You have to, my friend, you have to, if you want to change your life, if you want success, if you want victory, and I'm not talking about that this is going to give you tons of money, okay? Uh, I mean, this could possibly lead you into more money. It will if you listen to what we're sharing here, a soldier's way of life, soldiers of self mastery. But it's mastery over yourself that you truly want, mastery over your mind, mastery over the things that you say, right? If you listen to your conversation, you can see things that you're saying to yourself that are not good. You can change that. And of course, you have to take the time for yourself. You have to be willing to take timeouts and do these little life hacks that I talk about, especially in this book here. I talk about this book right here. This book will turn your life right side up. This book will challenge you, and not only that, you're going to see something inside of this book about me that you don't know, and hopefully it won't scare you. But you're going to dive into the mind of an individual that's I'm pretty amazed at myself from where I came from. Put it that way. It's hard for me to believe that I'm here today. It is. It's hard. That's why I say I'm amazed at myself. It's not because I'm some great, I'm just no, I'm just a human being like you. I just do things differently every day. I challenge myself. I want more. I want to impact lives. I am impacting lives. I created a school, a problem gambling breakthrough academy school that people problem gamblers can enroll in and begin the process of changing their life step by step. Lifetime program. I think Cephas has that right now at $197. That's cheap because your life is worth a lot more than $197. So, hey, Laura, welcome to the program. So I'm taking on some questions. Slimy 4444. Hey, you're here. Welcome to the episode. Nice to see you here. So I am taking questions here, and I'm going to share a little bit about Inez. We're going to talk about Inez. You want to hear about Inez Rolon, lady that is 75 years of age today and in pretty good health, been through some stuff. I'm going to share a little bit here. So looks like Facebook has left me hanging. Okay, well, I'm still going live. I'm still going live there. So blessings to you, Santos. I will try not to put the money I won back. Also lead to stop visiting casinos. But yes, it is an escape visiting them. Yeah, it's a whole world. It's a big escape. Laura says, I've been to Connecticut. Right on. I know you're a truck driver, so I know you do a lot of driving. Nahil Fagan says, I set a reminder so that I don't miss live episodes. You know, Nahil, I want to thank you for that. You just encouraged me. You did. And of course, each and every one of you guys have. But you just encouraged me. You really did. And I truly appreciate you for doing that. I truly appreciate that because, again, this program is also part of my recovery too. Because just because I don't gamble anymore, I still should keep these the sources, right, that empower me. I should keep them in my life, and so should you. So, um, thank you. All right, let's get into this a little bit here. I'm gonna, you guys mind if I deviate from the plan just a little bit? Um, Now, as I told you earlier, you need to be taking notes, not what I say, but the thoughts that pop into your head. If you don't, I'm going to come check on you. I'm going to knock at your door and I'm going to say, show me your notes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, so, mom and dad today, I don't want to talk too much about the negatives because I want to keep it a very short talk. I also want to mention where she is today, which I did. Um, she's in good health. My dad is in Stockton with me. I brought him back from Puerto Rico. He was living by himself in bad shape. In fact, on the airplane, I had to more or less get prescription pills to keep him sedated because he was in bad shape. He had the beginnings of dementia. He had uncontrolled diabetes, lost a ton of weight. My dad was like 235 pounds. When I seen him, he's down to 120 pounds in the hospital. I didn't even recognize him. In fact, he didn't know who I was. I hadn't seen him for several years. He was living in Puerto Rico. You know, him and my mom divorced. He divorced my mom when I went into the military or during that time back in the 90s. And he took off to Puerto Rico and lived his life. Well, I had to bring him back. I'm the only son, the only true son. I had to bring him back. And on the airplane, it was a little bit difficult because it was like an 8-hour drive, 8-hour flight. And he kept getting up. Uh, and at one point, he was trying to take his clothes off on the airplane. Can you imagine that? I changed his diaper. Okay, if you've ever been on an airplane, I changed his diaper. He has to wear diapers. I changed his diaper in the bathroom on the airplane. Okay, two people in one bathroom on an airplane, and I was able to do all of these things. It's amazing. You know, when you set your mind to do something, it really is amazing what you can do. Now, Cephas will probably say, well, Santos gets a little lazy sometimes. Yeah, I do. I got a lot of work. I lost a lot of money. I lost everything when I was problem gambling. I had to start all over. You may be seeing me the way that I am. I started over not too long ago. I mean, credit card debt, family debt, debt, period. And now I have to, recover all of that. So one thing that I want to share is I never really had a chance to see this. Okay. I'm sharing this with you, but I never had a chance to see this up until recently. And I truly believe that God had his hand on my mother through grace uh, on my mother's life. From what I know and what we experienced as a child, I can truly explain today that the reason why my mother's still alive, why I'm alive, and why my father is alive is because of God's grace, the Almighty. Now, um, I remember, I remember it was one incident. I remember we were driving, and my dad had a Ford Falcon station wagon. I remember that. And we were traveling down the freeway. I remember my mom was in the front seat with my dad. I was in the car, and I don't know if my sister, I have some really dark spots when it comes to my sister. I don't know why. And she was there with us. She was within the family. And I remember we were going somewhere, and all of a sudden, and these were episodes that were occurring several times a week. It wasn't just once a year or twice a year. We're talking about 3 to 4 times a week for many years. I remember my dad, he turned around and slapped my mother, we're driving on the road. He turned around and slapped my mother because she said something to him. I don't believe it was negative. And the reason why she said something was because he said, you know what? I'm going to drive this thing off this. I'm going to drive this station wagon with all of us. I'm going to kill all of us. He's sitting there in the car. Remember this. I'm going to kill all of us. We're going to, and my mom's, saying no, and he turned around and slapped her. Now, we didn't go off the embankment. Okay. We didn't, for whatever reason, God's grace. But these are the things I remember: the loud yelling, the slaps. I remember there was another occasion where my mother ended up with 32 stitches on her finger. I believe it was this finger here. I didn't see how my dad did it, but I remember she had 32 stitches on this one finger. And that was a little bit of a process. I don't remember too much about that, but I do remember the stitches on that finger. There was another time, and my mom she was always there. She was very humble. She was always in the home. She wasn't allowed to work because my dad was jealous. He was very jealous. And of course, I believe that my dad in his younger days was abused. He was abused in many different ways, because as I reflect back and I see the activity that he was being displayed, there's no way that, I mean, you can get angry and you can get into fights and this and that once in a while, but man, when you're when you're slapping a woman, when you're punching her in the face and cutting her with a knife and sending her to the hospital, and the children are watching this, I can only say that my dad, and I've had to forgive my dad. To be able to do what I've done, I had to be able to forgive. And that can only come from the grace of the Almighty. There was another incident where I remember my mom walking us to school. I remember she had this long coat. She had this long coat. And I recall that she was telling us, I'm going to drop you guys off at school. It wasn't a far distance, but I remember her walking. And apparently she had an open wound underneath the coat. She had an open wound in the side, and I imagine it was probably pretty good. She had it covered up, and I remember that. She walked us to school, and then she left. She got to the hospital, and again, that situation, I don't remember exactly what happened. I know that my dad opened up a restaurant. We had a Spanish restaurant, and my dad took a meat cleaver to my mom. I don't know if it was that time that he cut her. I mean, the threats. I lived in fear. My friend, I lived in fear. I started popping pills. I started taking Valiums. I started popping pills, different kinds of pills. In fact, I didn't even know what I was taking. Those were my dad's pills. They were in the medicine cabinet. Of course, I saw him taking the pills. And with all the stuff that we were going through, the abuse and the flying plates of food against the wall, and the hospital visitations and the police, I would look for escapes. The pills, I would take pills. I would smoke pot. Very early on, I was introduced to pot, alcohol, hard liquor, cocaine, and gambling on the streets. About the age of 14 or so, the guys would throw craps, dice. So and my mom almost she almost lost her life. There was a time where she ended up in the hospital. She was stabbed 5 times. I'm not going to get into that because I've shared that in the past. And I remember going to see her in the hospital. I remember looking through the little glass. There were metal doors back then, and there was a little panel of glass with the chicken wire inside. And I remember looking into the room, and I could see all these wires and all this machinery and all this stuff. And I was probably about 8 years of age, 9 maybe. I wasn't allowed to go in the room, but I remember looking at my mom, and she was in there for a long time. There's a lot of fear, a lot of domestic violence, and it wasn't caught in the hospitals. I mean, we had the police coming to the house all the time. It's really strange back in the 70s how all of this was happening to our family. It was happening to many other families too. Not that I know of, I didn't see it because I only saw what was going on in my family. I was so traumatized. That's all we knew was the things that were going on. And today I look back and I say, my mom, this is one thing my mother told me when I went to Puerto Rico a couple of years ago to pick my dad up, because the family out there called me and says, hey, your dad's real sick and you're the son. You need to go take care of your dad. I kind of left everything that I was doing and I went to Puerto Rico and I brought him back. And I would call my mom and I would tell her what was going on. Of course, they had been separated for many years now. My mom says, you know what? You do your best for your dad. You take care of him, provide for him, do what you can. Now, mind you, this was a couple of years back, and I still had a gambling problem back then. So things did get a little bit worse for me about 5, 6 years ago. And then, I brought my dad back to Stockton, and here we are. Now, I could go on with these stories and share with you, by the grace of God, why am I doing what I'm doing with all of that trauma that I went through? Believe me, I've made bad decisions. I've done a lot of things that I'm ashamed of, no longer ashamed of because I've forgiven myself. But for many years, I wandered the casinos, a little bit of alcohol, broken relationships, going from one relationship to another. In fact, when I first got married, I was very violent myself. I've had my children taken from me. Uh, Fist fights with my wife. I don't do any of this anymore. I've been through counseling. I've been through many years of counseling and coaching and different types of things that were required by the state, the county, for me to be able to keep my marriage and my family and get my children back. I didn't know why I was doing those things. It wasn't until I stopped to think and I did ask God, what is my purpose? Here I am at 47 years of age, 46 years of age, and I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what direction I'm supposed to be going. I'm just wandering around. I need help, God. I need help. I remember asking those questions. And then I started practicing what I've shared, these life hacks. I started listening to Dr. Maxwell Maltz. I started listening to Earl Nightingale. I built a relationship with my dad that I didn't have. I have a relationship today with my dad that I never had. Of course, he doesn't know me as a son any longer, but he's still my father. And he's in pretty bad shape. He's not in good shape. My mother's in pretty good shape. She's back in Willimantic. Like I said earlier, she's been on one of my episodes, and we're going to be back on the airwaves again. She's going to be able to share a little bit. I plan on going to Connecticut in June, so I'm going to have her on one of the sessions. I'm looking forward to that. And, one thing that my mom taught me forgiveness. She taught me. A woman that's been stabbed, beaten, ridiculed in front of people, abused. She managed to get her dream. She became a school teacher. She retired a few years ago. She's in pretty good health at the age of 75, and she's still alive. And I have a great relationship with her. And of course, I do have a great relationship with my dad, even though he doesn't really know. Sometimes I'm his brother, sometimes I'm his son, sometimes I'm somebody else. I just keep going. This is life. And I'm very grateful that the mindset that I have today, that I've developed and that I continue to develop, I'm encouraging people to develop self-mastery. It's what has helped me. Now, I want to read something to you real quick, and then I'm going to get back into we've been here for a while. I want to get back into the interaction because I can see some people are dropping off. It is Mother's Day, but I want to share just a little section out of this I was reading earlier, and hopefully this will make sense to you here. See if I can find it. Man, geez, did I miss out here? I'll find it. I will find it. Oh boy, where is it? Man, where was I reading? Did I lose it? Okay. Basically, what I wanted to read in here really, it has to do with, oh, here it is. Here it is. Santos, you should have put a marker in this. See, I fail all the time. Do you? Just keep going. Within our past, this is page 20. Within our past and future experiences are answers we can use to teach ourselves many great lessons that will help right now in the present. A genuine ability to find answers leading us to a better understanding of the three questions we are speaking about in this book. So that's not the area that I wanted to read. Maybe it was in the Little Red Book, but here's what I want to say is there's something about your past that should teach you. There are experiences that you've been through that will teach you if you look at them properly from the right perspective. Most people, again, that's why we're here. We're here because we want to change our perspective, right? You want to change your perspective about gambling. You know, gambling isn't as difficult as you want to believe. I'm going to say this again. Gambling is not as difficult to stop or quit in your life. Now, of course, we're hearing ourselves, we're listening to ourselves. Oh, gambling is an addiction. Gambling is hard. Gambling is this. Gambling, I'm stuck with gambling. I'm all my money. This is our conversation. This is our conversation all the time. Okay. But when you shift your perspective, okay, what is gambling? You know, gambling is a thing. It's like a little peanut, you know? Can I control gambling? Can I overcome gambling? Yes, you can overcome it. Unless the casino has you in a prison where you literally have chains on your hands or on your arms and your feet, and you have a like a cap on that continually makes you think about the casino doesn't have power over you, or any addiction for that matter, whether it's jealousy, whether it's anger, whether it's smoking, whether it's drinking. Those things do not have control over you. The reason why you are addicted, or the reason why you have built a habit, is because you give those things permission in your life. You give those things permission. What if you stop giving those things permission? What if you decided, you know what, I'm not going to give gambling permission anymore? What if you just decided to do that all of a sudden? Well, I'm today, you know what, I feel like gambling. I'm tempted to go gamble, but guess what? I'm not going to give gambling the power today. I'm going to refuse gambling today. Or you know what? I'm in a situation, in a relationship, and this is going on. Okay, today I choose. Today. Tomorrow's not here yet. Tomorrow you can choose and say, you know what? I choose. See, you must get yourself to a place where you actually start believing in yourself and you actually start believing what you say. That is a process. It starts today. It starts with a decision, my friend. Yes, you can. Okay. I can hear voices right now saying, this is hard. No, I can't. I've tried it before. I'm a failure. Stop that. Stop that madness. Stop it right now. Don't talk to yourself. Don't let your mind talk to you that way. So these are the things that my mom taught me. She taught me to forgive. She taught me to be patient. She taught me to be giving. She taught me to serve others, not even verbally, not even verbally, but through her demonstrations. These are things that I've learned recently. I wasn't even aware of this. I wasn't aware that I could learn these things from mama. I'm also learning from papa too in this time. Little things that we go through. And the reason why it is because of perspective. My friend, it's all about the way you see things, right? You operate, you have a map up here that you're operating with. Change your map. Just change it. How do you do that? More videos, okay? Or quality time with videos. You don't have to watch videos a lot. You can use, when you when you watch a video, take notes for yourself. Read read a little bit every day. Journal, journal, and this your speech, how you're talking to yourself, man. Uh, Powerful, phenomenal, moving when you start talking to yourself like you should. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to share a little bit there. Hopefully, what I've shared makes some sense. And again, today I look back and I can see the strength, I can see the humility and the patience, the ability to endure and to be able to forgive and live a life and achieve your dream. Mom has been an example all along, and I couldn't really see it, but up until recently. So, um, hey, Jim West, welcome to the program. Let me see who's got. Hey, Santos, it's been a long journey, and you've come out of it well. I'm still working on it, Jim. Still working on it, but I'll tell you, man, I'm excited. Um, I don't know none of us know how much time we have. We don't know how much time. Think about your time. Think about where you're spending your time. Think about that. You can give money, you can give a book away, you know, you can hand somebody a computer. But when you give your time away, you'll never be able to get that time back. So you need to make sure that you're using your time as wise as possible. There's no perfection in this, but you got to have that kind of a mindset every day when you wake up. Man, today's another day, another 24 hours have been given to me. Okay. How can I make the best of these 24 hours? How can I make the best? So we're going to be winding down here, my friends. I got a call to action. And let me see. I like that it is Yumoto. Jim says, I like that it is really amazing what we can do when we put our mind to task. I'm telling you, man, I'm blown away. You know, I can't describe. There isn't there. I remember one of my teachers. His name was Harold. He was a very he was a very unique individual, Christian man, and he used to say there aren't enough superlatives to be able to describe this situation. And I believe the same thing with the human mind. The human mind is it's a very, very remarkable organ. And when you start training your mind, when you really, really decide to start training your mind will train you. Your mind, when you fill your mind with good things, your mind will fill your life with good things. In spite of and because we're going to face tragedies, we're going to face death, we're going to face hardships, we're going to face people that con. Sometimes people rip us off financially. All of these things are going on all around us. But we keep going. We keep going. We keep going. You know? So thank you, Santos, for such humbling honesty. You're welcome, Laura. And Katrina, hey, welcome to the episode. I do this. I do this. And I want to apologize because I've been having a difficulty on Fridays at 4 p.m. So I really have not been able to keep that consistently. I will work on that possibly, but I'll tell you, if I don't, I may just do away with Friday. But I will definitely keep Sundays open. So I'm encouraging you to share this video on Facebook or on another social media site. Share this video with somebody that you believe it would help, maybe encourage them to go in the right direction. If you've come late, watch this video again. Take some notes. Play it in the background. Uh, you never know what you're going to get out of something the second or the third or the fourth time around. I listen to Earl Nightingale. I listen to Dr. Maxwell Maltz, Jim Rohn. I read a little bit on Russell Brunson. Uh, who's the other guy that I pay attention to quite a bit? Um, well, there's many. There's many. There's one particular right now, and I'm going to recommend this book. if you go on YouTube, in fact, it's on my playlist. It's titled Confidence, How to Build More Confidence. It's the picture of a white book with red lettering on it. It's about 3 to 4 hours. I've listened to that video numerous times and I'm still listening to it again. It's an audio, it's reading the book, building confidence and building oneself. Awesome book, awesome book. It's in the confidence area on YouTube. I'm encouraging you to get that book or not. Well, get the audio, listen to the audio. I mean, if you want to change, if you want more confidence, if you want to be able to dig deep inside yourself and find these wonderful gifts that your creator has put within you, it's going to be an amazing life. It's going to be an amazing challenge. And that challenge will distract your problem gambling. And that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do, right? You want to build a bigger vision. You want to build a bigger vision that will override the little puny vision of gambling, because it's a little puny sucky vision. You build a big vision of where you want to be, how you want to respond, where you want to go, what it is that you want to do. You start writing that out and that thing becomes bigger and bigger. Guess what? You're going to forget about problem gambling in no time. So with that said, my friends, if there's a question left, I'm going to read the call of action and then that's it. I'm done. I've preached to the choir here quite a bit. So you're welcome. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here on this episode. Once again, happy Mother's Day. Here's my call to action. What is my call to action? Take courage in what you may have gone through, my friend, earlier on, or maybe even today. Maybe today you went through something difficult, something horrible. Take courage in what you've gone through. Let that be your teacher. Okay? You can do something about turning it around. Forgive self, forgive yourself, forgive others. This is one huge key to your recovery and a power in your life for going forward in recovery and inner healing. You need help, my friend? I do one-on-one personalized coaching. 209-336-3184. That's the number. 336-209-336. 3184 is the number where you can reach out to me. I will give you a 30-minute free consultation. We'll dig deep into that situation. If you want to invest in yourself and bring me on once a week into your life to help you get to where you want to be faster, more solid, permanently, take me on, my friend. Take on the challenge. soldiersofselfmastery.com. That's where you would go through, or you can call me directly, and I will be here to help. With that said, my friend, I will see you probably not on Friday. If I do, it'll be kind of, it'll be there. I'll do it. If not, for sure, I will see you back here on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on YouTube. Soldier of Self-Mastery, Soldiers of Self-Mastery, YouTube TV, my friends. Peace through strength, and I salute you. God bless. Katrina, Jim, Laura, James, Slimy, Nahil, Sam. I've got Cephas, and a few others that came and left. I will see you on the next episode. Peace.